1991 was a year of exhilarating highs and devastating lows. So many peaks and valleys. In most years, we might ride a carousel. Well, this year it was the wild mouse. Ahead are some of the most prominent personalities that helped shape sport in 1991, the ones who affected it and who were most affected by it. These were the newsmakers in a thrilling and shattering year.
What you know me for being a fighter, you know me for that and respect me at that. You know what I mean? My main concern in life in general is not what any commentator says or anybody basically say that works in any kind of office and say, oh, I didn't like that. My basic concern is what my peers think of me. You know what I mean? The other fighters. You know what I mean? Because they understand what it takes to reach that pinnacle of success. You know what I mean? This is something, you know what I mean? What the hell? You know what I mean? It wasn't always like this for me. You know what I mean? We've seen bad things happen. You know what I mean? What, like you say, these people that they're crucified and they never even made a crime.
I'm a poor loser. I'm a baby. I was taught to win at all costs, and it goes back all the way to Little League. I haven't retrained my mind that this is a business, that these guys are out here to make a buck. I'm out there to win the game at all costs, and sometimes my head gets so caught up in it, and my desire to win is so overwhelming that, you know, I have no thought process. When I'm out there on the mound, I don't think of the consequences. I don't think what the paper's going to say tomorrow. I just think, hey, I got to win. I got to get this guy out, and that's it.
Anger's kind of a strong word for me. You know, everybody perceives it as being anger. It's not anger. It's motivation. It's a way to motivate yourself to be the best. And anger and possessed rebel, those are all gimmicks. The guys fire that stuff up on my locker and make it seem worse than it is. But that day that I do come to pitch, though, it's you know, they're counting on me to do a job. And again, pride has a lot to do with that, and a good showing has a lot to do with that. And, you know, I feel for it. And when I'm driving into the ballpark at Fenway Park, I know people are coming from New Hampshire, Connecticut, everywhere to see this game. And they might be fired up that I'm on the mound, so I want to do the very best that I can to give them a showing, and that's important to me.
You call Evander Holyfield a nigger, too, recently, and that's
Is he? Oh, tell me the truth now. You tell me that he isn't.
No, I don't think he's a nigger. I think he's a black man who happens to be.
You know,
now, you think that's because of the white guilt? I'm not saying it.
Everybody has their opinion, but the only constant has been nigger.
But
throughout 400 years.
And you've said it
all right,
before.
so now you got to understand. Now, if you're gonna make him white, that's great.
But
that's what I may think he is too. Maybe he's my color, but not my kind.
You said big business spits on the name of Holyfield. The people who like him because he's docile, because he can be controlled. Run Johnny, sing Johnny, dance Johnny. Like a step and fetch it?
Is that incorrect?
I think so.
What? Give me one instance.
You don't think he has dignity to himself?
He may have, but he don't utilize it. He never demonstrates it. He lets guys do duplicitous, treacherous, egregious things to him, and he just goes right along, never gives always a smile, an altar boy, a candle boy. He stands for nothing, so he don't live for
nothing.
You're
saying he's an Uncle Tom?
I'm saying you...
No,
boy, all right. But you are finding all the right names.
I'm asking.
I have to agree with you, Roy.
Earlier today, Team Steinberg. That's the way they pitched. They actually said that at the press conference. Team Steinberg said, "We don't play in Canada. We play American football in America." Was that a little dig at you? You think?
It's Team Steinberg, and whatever their motto is, you know, more power to them. That's all I can say about it.
You got your money. You're going to play your football.
You know what I'm saying?
Never cut your hair on the road, right?
Never.
Never.
Maybe I should start that.
Right, maybe the luck will change.
Yeah.
Dress the same, and that's what the old thing with the sweater and the whole thing. But then you must miss the first shot wide in your warm-up, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Why is that? That's pretty weird.
Well, you know what? I think it's more. People say you're very superstitious, and I think all athletes to an extent are superstitious in some ways. To me, it's more of a routine. It's become a routine to get dressed the same way. It's a routine to go in and miss the first shot. Maybe I should change the routine. Maybe I should change
This is the most arcane of all in terms of his ritual, in eating and drinking. You'll have a Diet Coke, then ice water, then Gatorade, then another Diet Coke, then Gatorade, and then 4 hot dogs. It must be in that order?
Pretty much. People see me eat before hockey games. Now, some cities, they don't have hot dogs. Like Chicago, I'll have pizza before the game. I just believe that I have to have a full stomach to play proper. And
that is quirky, Wayne. Very quirky.
I guess I'm not normal.
Look at that reaction, too. Is there any way to articulate that moment, what it felt like in your heart?
You know, for the first 10 seconds, it was amazing. I thought to myself, I've done something that nobody else has ever done. And then I thought to myself, I have Carl Lewis behind me still. And I had to get myself back together. A good friend of mine is a long jumper from Australia. His name is David Colbert. He said, Mike, you still got one more jump to go, because Carl was on the runway. I was like, oh yeah. So I celebrated, but I had to sit down and gather myself again. So I sat down and I started thinking about it, and Carl was jumping very well that day. And so in my mind, I was prepared for him to break the record again and me to have to come down and break it again.
We talked about the enduring image that you have of yourself. We talked about this before the show today. You said, you know, that the one image that I have is 1984, after the 100-meter race, looking up and seeing my dad in the stands. And of course, we said before, your dad passed away in 1987, and the story goes that you put the gold medal in his hands. Can you talk about, is it possible to articulate how much influence he has day to day, even after his passing, every single day?
Well, it's a very strong influence. The thing about it is I was raised by two beautiful parents. I mean, parents that when I have children, I hope that I can do the same things for them. And, you know, you get to a point in your career where things that you want to make sure that you do to show your parents that you can be the best you can be happen. And he left us in the middle of that. I mean, I'm having the best parts of my career now, and he's not here physically. But you feel that he's there emotionally, and I still remember the things he talked about, and I can still show how proud I am of him and work hard, and I know that he's kind of still watching, and that's what kind of drives me as well.
We were quietly kind of smiling to ourselves, watching people pick us third in our division, not giving us much of a chance, when we had a better team we had last year. There was no question about that in anyone's minds. Our coaching staff was excited. Irvin himself was ecstatic with our team. He thought we were really going to be good. That comes crashing down very quickly, Roy, when something as emotional as this is involved. This goes beyond losing a basketball player. We lost, we lost a great friend also.